Anyways, that's just some Better Call Saul beatboxing for your dumbass. But what do you got here? This came out like yesterday, huh? Yeah, it sure did. I swear to God. Oh, fuck me, man. My tripod broke. My tripod broke. But it's not the only thing that's broke. The other thing that's broke is me. Shit! But anyways. Yeah, this is Ant-Man versus Adam. Strangely enough. Okay. Yeah, this is, I mean, who's gonna win? I really don't fucking know, to be honest. They're both small guys compensating for their size. You know what I'm saying? They're both shrink motherfuckers. They're both little men. They're both mousers. They're both little miniature. They're miniature motherfuckers. That's what they are. Okay. It's actually gonna be the title of the video. Battle of the Miniature Motherfuckers. All right. There you go. Perfect title. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I've seen Ant-Man in the films. I don't know too much about him comic-wise. He shrinks. Yep. Adam, he actually came in Injustice 2. I didn't really play him, but he's kind of the same shit, isn't it? Shrink and then become bigger, right? They can control their atoms, meaning they can shrink or become big. I think that's another thing I should probably mention. They can also turn big, which is a big difference, right? You can go super small or super big, right? So they're not just miniature motherfuckers, but they're known for being miniature motherfuckers, right? Like Ant-Man, right? Like Ant Small, right? He could have called himself, like, Elephant Man or some shit, seeing how huge he fucking gets, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the elephant's probably small. You can call him, like, Skyscraper Man. Because he gets the tallest skyscraper? Yeah, possibly. Whale Man. Blue Whale Man. No. No, it's stupid. Atom makes more sense because you can legit change your atoms at will. Whether that be big or small. Big or small, right? So, yeah, Atom just a better name, I guess. I don't know, man. DC seems to have more, like, hard-hitting characters, but I don't know. I mean, maybe Ant-Man, quantum theory, physics realm, all that math bullshit I don't want to do. Honestly, tell you what, I'll read the synopsis of both of these guys, and then we'll decide who the fuck wins. All right, 3, 2, 1.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp and Mint Mobile.
Okay, great. Oh my fuck.
Ant-Man, Marvel's founding member of the Avengers.
Really? Oh yeah, Hank Pym, you did do that.
Mighty might.
Right.
Good things come in small packages.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
We're just trying to get these out of the way.
Yeah.
Here's where's
yeah.
my boomstick.
You gotta have
And
the puns,
it's our job to
man.
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm sorry about the
Did you
background
know
music,
that
guys.
ants can lift
I had to shit
50
about it.
times their own body weight?
I'm aware of
Maybe
that,
like if you
yeah.
lifted a car straight over your head.
I did, thanks to my fun fact of the day calendar. Also, Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I read about that yesterday. Yeah.
Dr. Henry Pym, aka Hank, was considered a genius at a very early age. By 3 years old, doctors declared that he was smarter than both his parents combined.
Fuck.
He eventually majored in biochemistry and became one of the most successful scientists in his field. He had big ideas about shrinking the size of cargo to reduce shipping costs. Ah, logistics.
All of which made him a laughingstock in the scientific community and sparked a long-lasting insecurity and need to prove himself.
But he did it. He developed a working serum. He went from laughingstock to Christmas stocking. The much better stock, right behind Bean and Life.
So, naturally, he tested the serum on himself, like any self-respecting scientist would,
Of course.
and shrank down to the size of an ant.
And just when things started going south, a sweet little ant, let's call her Aunt Hathaway, swooped in and
Aunt
led Hank
Hathaway,
safely
bruh.
back to his lab where he could return to
Look at his
full
face.
size.
Hank then harnessed the serum and became the superhero Ant-Man. Along with his new identity came a fascination in entomology, which makes total sense. Ants are fascinating.
Did you know that ants can talk to each other in a bunch of
They're
different
pretty cool,
ways?
not gonna lie to you.
Through touch, sound, or even sharing information by barfing at each other.
It's actually called prophylaxis, and they're not barfing.
Hey, how you doing?
It's more like passing food mouth to mouth.
That's gross.
Gross. Hank figured out how to communicate with his new pets.
By
Not
barfing?
by barfing, but by creating a cybernetic helmet that
Okay.
mirrors an ant's antenna. And he's even developed genuine relationships with some ants, like Ulysses' ant here.
But he didn't stop there. Hank
Oh,
developed
he's
a
gonna
lot
keep
of
on going,
amazing
isn't he?
tech like a stinger pistol that focuses his bioenergy into a stun beam, and image-inducing camouflage to mask himself as an ant. It worked so well it fooled Reed Richards, the smartest guy on the planet.
He also built a suit that runs on that nifty serum he made back in his lab. It lets him shrink thanks to the newly discovered PIM particles, named after himself.
Sweet.
Ah, classic Hank.
And
Yeah,
the
everyone's
PIM
got
particle
every
is the
scientist got a
key
name
to
after
unlocking
themselves.
the
You know what I'm saying?
fundamental constants of the quantum mechanics at play here. They enable you to decrease the distance between atoms. However, in order to do that, he'd have to change the Bohr radius, the ratio of electron mass.
I'm pretty
to
sure I
distance
read
the
this in
electrons
school, but I
orbiting an
zoned the
atom's
fuck
nucleus.
out.
Well, of course. Like how when you make a bagel pizza, you can't fit the whole pizza on the bagel. Believe me, I've tried. It's too small. You just gotta put less on.
Sure, Boomstick. So the PIM particles are actually displacing mass to an alternate dimension in order
Sure
to
hope we
maintain
make a
that
snack.
ratio.
Oh, it's like having a second bagel to put the rest of your pizza on. I get it.
But if that were true, he shouldn't be able to punch with full-size strength if he has less mass.
And he's definitely lighter, because otherwise he'd crush the sweet ants he rides, like Vincent Van Gogh here.
Oh my
His mass is
god.
being replaced with massless neutrinos, but that doesn't adequately explain how he can have less mass and seemingly more mass at the same time.
Sure it does.
Yeah, I was
man.
wondering that. How the fuck does that
Look
work
at his
out?
particles. Look at the guy. He's explaining the whole thing while wearing a lab coat. What's more trustworthy than that? You're the exception.
You think you understand this?
Oh, of course. He's small but strong. You said something about a boar, so I guess you wanted ham on that pizza, but I already made the pizza.
Will you take that coat off?
No. Oh,
Regardless, there is virtually no limit to Hank's ability to shrink. He can go beyond subatomic, down to the underspace, a plane of existence below all realities in the Marvel universe.
What is even going on
and
right now?
Hank has literally changed his biology. He's rewritten his own chemical makeup to prevent anyone else from changing his size. And he's
Pretty
used
good.
PIM particles so much, he's now got an energy field around him that lets him change the size of people or objects on the fly.
That's pretty
Or
cool.
touch, or by straight up firing PIM particles in the air.
He's never shy about using them either. He eventually supplied his wife, Janet Van Dyne, with some PIM tech to become the Wasp, his partner in crime fighting.
The two ended up rubbing shoulders with A-listers like Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk to take down Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp were actually the ones that captured him and pitched the idea of forming the Avengers.
Unfortunately, Hank's insecurities started to creep back in, and he felt that if he wanted to keep up with the big heroes, he was going to have to think bigger.
Enter a bunch of those PIM-powered alter egos like Yellow Jacket and Giant Man, where he can grow anywhere from 12 feet tall to so big he can enter the overspace, the polar opposite of the underspace.
Great.
There
Perfect.
he met Eternity, who called him Earth's Scientist Supreme. Something he won't let you forget.
Hank pushed himself
Yeah.
to these insane heights, even though he knew the strain on his body could be fatal.
But he simply didn't care and kept pushing himself. Thus, his greatest and worst creation was born. Ultron.
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
created that. Totally
Ultron
forgot about
was
that.
Created by Hank, not Tony.
Totally
like
forgot
Tony.
in the comics he
But
created
the
him.
mass
Yeah.
murder butt thing turned out pretty much the same. Big swing and a miss there.
Yeah.
The
Shit.
fallout from Ultron left Hank in a bad place, to say the least. His guilt made him feel like an utter failure, and that his best work was behind him. This led Hank to do unspeakable
So Yellow Jacket
things.
was his alter ego.
A real low-life move.
Oh shit, he hit his
And
wife.
even though poor mental health doesn't excuse this behavior, it was clear that Hank needed help.
Damn.
He suffered multiple mental breakdowns, endured the physical toll of the PIM particles, and had bipolar disorder that went undiagnosed for years.
So Hank finally did the best thing he could. He acknowledged his problems, got the help he needed, and committed to self-improvement.
And with that help, Hank slowly started making things right. He rebuilt the West Coast Avengers, gave Scott Lang his blessing to become the second Ant-Man, and
That's the way in the
finally
movie, though, right?
defeated Ultron.
He created a backdoor Trojan infiltration code to defeat Ultron that was so advanced, it went on to replicate and evolve all on its own to create a new species made up
Holy
of artificial
fucking shit.
intelligence.
They don't
Wow.
call him the god of modern AI for nothing.
This guy is
He has
pretty
shown
fucking
over and
smart.
over again that he's an
Smarter than Reed
integral
Richards?
part of the Marvel universe.
Not just by ways of his scientific contributions or victories in battle, but by proving that heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
Because he made his superhero thing, whereas Reed went to the space and got that solar flare thing, right? Shit, bro, I don't know. I don't know why this bitch won't shut the fuck up. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna cut this shit out later. But damn, man. Oh fuck, dude. I don't know, man. I didn't hear shit about Adam. I don't know. Like, is he gonna? Cause like, Pym made his own shit, right? He was super smart, kind of like how Iron Man was. He was super smart, so he made the arc reactor, he made the suits and all that stuff. Reed Richards, same thing with Doctor Doom. He also mastered science and magic. So, I think no, but Reed is smart too, though. You know what I'm saying? Who's the smartest though? I mean, he called him the scientist supreme. That's a pretty big deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not gonna let you live that down. Anyways, yeah, I have no idea what's up with Adam. Once again, I don't know shit about him. I only saw him in the video game, and that's literally it. But I could guess he can. In the video game, he could go up to size and go down a little bit. So, yeah, he could grow and shrink at will. So he also had these things he could throw. He also had a blaster. So I think it's very neck and neck, right? All right. Anyways, let's find out what he said. Let's find out what he can do.
Ray Palmer was born your average human-sized person. He grew up in the Northeast, studied physics at Ivy University, and did everything Mama and Papa Palmer
The one
told him
in
to do.
Injustice 2 was an Asian guy, so he was
Everything
different.
pretty typical
And
for
I'm
Ray
guessing he
until
was
one
Adam too,
fateful
right?
night
Yeah.
when he took a walk to take his mind off a frustrating experiment and saw a meteor fall from the sky.
He ran off to the crash and
So, like
found
Ben 10?
himself a life-changing piece of a white dwarf star, and immediately started messing around with it. Who wouldn't?
He discovered that he could focus ultraviolet rays through it and shrink inanimate
So he was a
objects.
smart ass too,
There was
okay.
just one problem. When he shrunk things, they exploded.
Shit.
Every time.
I do not see the problem. Sounds like he found a foolproof way of blowing stuff up. Case closed.
Yep.
Ray was determined to figure out how to shrink objects without blowing them up. But first, he went on a hike with his nature club. And as a fellow scientist, I have to question his priorities.
But hey, it seems to work for him. I support it. Different hikes for different mics, am I right?
While in a cave, the ceiling suddenly collapsed, trapping everyone inside. After searching high and low for another exit, Ray found a small opening and had an idea. He could try to shrink himself down and
Oh,
get
that's
help,
not good.
even if it meant he might explode before
Shit.
he got the chance.
But he didn't explode. I hope this story has a happy ending at least.
Perplexed, Ray determined there must have been something special about him that made him uniquely immune to the explosive fate. Something super scientifically convenient that we never get any more information on.
So he got
Really?
to work and created himself a suit to harness the power of the white dwarf star and became the Atom.
Adam uses the white dwarf fragment to decrease his size while having control over his density, which makes a lot of sense considering that white dwarfs have the mass of a star, like the sun, but their volume is more like the Earth's, making them among the densest objects in space.
Okay.
Just a teaspoon of the stuff could weigh up to 100 tons.
Shit.
That's one strong spoon.
When Adam shrinks and shifts his weight, he's actually sending his extra mass to a dimension called the mass zone.
Where, Adam could maybe live forever. At
What?
one point, Ray's apprentice, Ryan Choi, was murdered by Deathstroke, but
Shit.
willed some of his mass to the mass zone and was
Huh?
able to survive in that dimension. So
What?
these guys can potentially cheat death, but would be stuck there without any outside help.
Yeah, Ryan Choi, that
But
was
from
guy in
one
Injustice 2.
scientist to
Right.
another, what's most impressive is Ray's creation of the Bio Belt. That's what allows Adam to use the power of the white dwarf and shrink while maintaining any weight, from immaterial to his full 180 pounds. There's even been times where it's stated that he was able to become almost as dense as a white dwarf star itself for a few seconds.
The belt is also how he can travel through phone lines or through the air
What
on
the fuck?
currents or light beams. Over time, Ray has spread out the white dwarf power to other parts of his suit, and now the bio belt acts as a utility belt for his shrunken weapons and tech. It also prevents his size or mass from being altered by any outside forces.
And while he can only increase his size back to his natural 6 feet in height, his ability to shrink is near limitless. He can travel between subatomic space to the microverse, the
Wow.
foundation of all reality in the DC universe, where atoms become the size of planets.
Typically, he can increase back to his normal size with such force he can smash through diamonds. So if Adam increases his size too much while still within the microverse, he could blow up the entire fabric of reality from
fucking
the
shit.
inside out.
Shrinking
Damn.
down to that size means that he can shrink small enough to rearrange atoms themselves.
Yep, Ray can take individual molecules and rapidly expand them to cook up a small nuclear blast in the
Wow.
palm of his hand. Oh, Ray Palmer. I just got that.
Hey.
He also once disarmed a bomb by rearranging its atoms. At that size, he can move at the velocity of light. So fast and so randomly, he basically acted as a barrier between any and all possible atom combinations.
Wow.
But come on, there's no scientific explanation here for him to have superhuman senses or awareness to comprehend being everywhere at the same time.
Ah, it makes total sense. If you're small enough, you can fit in almost everything,
See that right
everywhere,
there?
all at once.
See, that's Injustice
Like how
2,
you
yeah.
can fit an entire pizza into a calzone, and then you have a whole pizza everywhere inside the calzone. Man, I get it. Science is pizza.
No! Science is all I have! Why are you doing this to me?
On top of
Oh
all
shit, is he gonna take him out of
amazing
work?
inventions and abilities, he's also got some more classic weapons, like a laser blaster and a frickin' sword he used to fight a giant crocodile.
Wow.
Relative to his size.
That was
Relative to
when he was
his
believed
eye.
to be dead, but was actually just stuck at 6 inches tall and stranded in the Amazon rainforest, where he encountered an alien race known as the Catarthans.
And
Damn,
get
she-
this, he ended up leading
she's
a
pretty good,
rebellion
you know what I'm
against their tyrant king and became the ruler of all the Cardassians.
Nice. He bagged her.
And his heroism didn't stop there. The Atom was a very well-respected hero.
Which I
who
didn't
was
see him
even
in
asked
Justice
to
League
join the
Unlimited.
Justice League of America
I didn't
shortly
see
after
that.
it was formed.
I have to watch it
He
again.
fought alongside Batman and his best bud, Hawkman. And you don't fight with those guys without picking up a thing or two.
Impressive combat skills aside, Adam's greatest contribution to the legendary team was always his incredible mind.
Yeah.
He once created kryptonite inside of Superman by realizing that if he gathered up enough Kryptonian protons, they would eventually become radioactive.
While
Wow.
stranded in limbo, Adam realized that if the Flash sped up the rate of a nuclear reaction's stellar evolution to exhaust its core, they could turn a fire demon into a black hole and use it as a wormhole to get back to Earth.
Holy
He's a
shit.
brilliant, hard-working, and determined scientist that never stops working on a problem until he's found a solution. I mean, if I figured out how to blow stuff up as well as he did, I would have stopped right there. I'm the hero that blows stuff up. Wouldn't even
Yeah.
need to change my name.
Yeah,
Ray
Boomstick.
Palmer
He
lived
never
the
changed his
dream,
name either.
going from research scientist to legendary superhero. He picked up the pieces presented to him and built something greater than the sum of its parts.
Who knew this tiny titan with massive brains would have just as much brawn to back it up?
Shit, I don't know because, damn. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea who's gonna win this. Of course, his successor had to be an Asian guy. Oh my goodness. They're smart. Okay, like shit. Get off your high horse. Anyways, yeah, I don't know, dude. I do not know who's gonna win this. They're exactly the same, aren't they? He can rearrange molecules. Giant man. Hey, they didn't say he could turn giant, could they? He can. He totally can. I saw him do that in the game. He can turn giant. He can stay mini though. You know what? I feel like Adam's gonna win because never forget that Ant-Man has mental health issues, so he's gonna find a way to like exploit that somehow. He's gonna find that little crack and then exploit that. So I say Adam. Okay, Adam.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Cool. Let's get it. I say Adam. All right. He's gonna use that against him. You can bet. Newton's cradle.
You should pick on someone your own size, relatively speaking.
How did you do this? It's laced with a particle I've never seen before.
They're called Pym particles, and I'm Hank Pym, Scientist Supreme. You should have knocked.
Damn. Why are you being to the decade? He just wants to talk. You know what I'm saying? Hank is kind of a dickhead, isn't he? He and his wife. How do they animate this? Looks so good.
You're using pieces of a white dwarf star? That's cute.
Everything we needed already existed. You just needed to be smart enough to put the pieces together. Scientist Supreme?
We have no idea what's going on. There it is.
Did you know that at any given moment, there are about 2.5 million ants under your feet?
I mean, that makes sense, but why are you bringing that up right now?
Because he controls them? Oh yeah, he controls ants. Totally forgot about that. Shit. Yeah, I still think Adam might win though. Because he survived in the Amazon, remember? Yeah, okay. I think he has better hand-to-hand combat skills too.
Took
Yeah,
me
just
long enough.
squash. What?
Okay, let's try this.
Oh shit. You gonna destroy your lab, buddy?
I'll hack his belt. You lay low and let me know what you find. Huh?
Yas Queen,
Nice try.
Anthony. He's got a pew pew gun.
If I search every electron path in his gun and study their probability wave functions, I just might be able to.
The microverse. Thanks for the title card. I wouldn't know where we are. Damn. So are they small, big, or are they getting bigger, or are they just normal size in the microverse?
He must be reaching his limit. If we don't get out of here quick, he's gonna destroy all of reality.
Oh shit.
Now, my pets. You
Oh,
have your
damn.
tricks and your tools, but I created something beyond the limits of human existence. I operate on a scale you can't even comprehend.
He's got an ego, doesn't he? Damn. Overspace.
How?
You can't be afraid to think big.
Oh shit. Well, fuck me. I was wrong again. Shit.
Ant-Man and Atom both had many answers to each other's abilities and arsenals. Both were able to store various weapons at a shrunken state, both were trained in judo, and they both could obviously keep up with each other's ability to shrink at will.
Though there was one small thing Adam couldn't answer to. The ants!
Yeah.
Hank's bond with
Fucking
his
forgot
pets
about
let
the
him have
ants.
Some small advantages, and Ray just didn't have enough anti-ant tools in his bio belt.
But in Adam's
Yeah.
defense, the fact that he could punch with a fist packed with all of his mass meant that a close-up fight while small would leave Hank with few options since he can only punch with his normal human strength.
Right? Yeah, that's what I was
Still,
thinking.
all Ant-Man would need to do is keep his dissed ants with the help
Oh,
of
fuck
his
you.
insect confidence and
Confidence?
devise another plan of ant attack.
Oh my
Something
God,
Hank has
man.
no shortage of.
Stop.
For instance, Ant-Man could alter Adam's size thanks to the Pym particle field he generates. Hank would just need to stall long enough to remove or disable Adam's bio belt, and he's had no trouble hacking enemy tech in the past.
But even with the bio belt busted, it wouldn't stop Adam's ability to shrink since the white dwarf power is contained throughout his suit. Destroying the belt only meant that Ant-Man could alter Adam's size.
Whereas Hank has literally rewritten his own biology to
Shit,
prevent
that
outside
too.
size
Yeah,
alteration.
forgot that.
And while Adam's abilities are definitely impressive, they are limited, and
Hmm.
Ant-Man simply aren't, at least by comparison. Hank could always match Ray's size or just take the fight to the overspace where he would have the edge, both physically and mentally.
I
The
guess, yeah.
overspace can mess with the human mind, but we've seen that Hank can handle it.
But if the Scientist Supreme is really so smart, why didn't he just immediately go up Adam's butt and blow him up from the inside?
What's wrong with you, Wiz? Aren't you a fellow man of science?
This is the meanest thing you've ever done to me.
Adam sized up Ant-Man, but in the end, he was the one who had to say, Uncle.
The winner is Ant-Man.
Well, shit. Fucking, I'm wrong again. Son of a bitch. God damn it. I can never get these right, man. I mean, I guess it makes a lot of sense. He had like his whole army of little ants, right? And I guess, well, he was the Scientist Supreme, so he definitely was smarter. So he had that edge. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, but I guess in, you know, Adam's case, Ant-Man turned out to be the antagonist.